More than anybody else, Odinga has been the single leading beneficiary of the goodwill of the people of Western, the land of Mulembe, which means peace. We have repeatedly allowed him to be the compromise presidential candidate, even when we knew there were better candidates. We have treated him like the beloved brother we thought he was. But what has he done in turn? He has behaved like the rude guest who rattles the house and upsets his welcome. This guest has gone into every nook and cranny of the house, including into forbidden spaces. He has encouraged our children to be rude to their elders. He has schemed with them to have their parents. In the home. We don't doubt that this has perhaps been done with the intent of bringing the Oedipus curse and destruction to these young men and ruin to their descendants. Odinga has turned things upside down in our house and expected that the owners of the home will not call him to order. 8. We have now come to a point where hand-picked henchmen now presume that they can rise themselves up to be our leaders and to speak for us. Together with their principles, they have hatched a sinister agendas to wreak havoc in our political parties, to disorganize us. People presumed to be our brothers and sisters are now agents of destruction of our people's dreams. 9. The Mulembe spirit of peaceful coexistence sits at the heart of our matrix of values as a people. In this spirit, the people of Mulembe have over the ages lived with visitors who come to settle in our community from outside. We have allowed them to integrate with us and even to ascend to high positions of leadership, forgetting that they are not pedigree Mulembe people. We do not believe in ethnic cleansing in whatever guise. Unfortunately, subsequent generations of persons from our forefathers welcomed into the land of Mulembe and whom we have lived well with are now being used to disorganize us. 10. Regardless of whatever position you have risen to, because of the goodwill of our people, we caution you not to presume that you can speak for us without our consent. In that regard, we state categorically that Francis Atwoli, Wycliffe Oparanya, and Eugene Wamalwa cannot speak for the Luhya people. 11. We also want to state clearly that our community issues cannot be canvassed outside our native homeland, nor can such matters be stage managed by outsiders. We caution outsiders and their assignees to leave their hands off our community and its affairs. Nobody is going to organize us or presume to speak for us. 12. For avoidance of doubt, our leaders in Western Kenya are Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and Honorable Moses Wetangula. Anyone who loves the people of Mulembe must recognize, respect, and work with us through the joint leadership of Honorable Mudavadi and Honorable Wetangula. If we do not recognize and respect our true leaders, the people of Mulembe will not recognize you. As the late Honorable John Michuki famously said, sisi tutakutwanga kisiasa. And let this in particular be a warning to political leaders from Western Kenya. If you are not with our true leaders, sisi tutakutwanga kisiasa. You have signed your own political death warrant. 13, and finally, we restate our faith in our country, our national institutions, and the rule of law. We stretch the hand of goodwill to our fellow Kenyans and communities from other parts of the country. In this regard, we refuse to be placed on ventilators. Going forward, we'll determine ourselves in the spirit of self-determination, that is Madaraka. We shall choose our own future friends and partners. We are going to work with those who respect us and are willing to work with us and to support us no matter whom they may be, without exception. In that regard, we refuse to be blackmailed by anybody. We wish you well, wherever you may be on this Madaraka Day, and look forward to working with all Kenyans of goodwill towards a better Kenya. Signed, these are not fake numbers. Find 1, Honorable Moses Wetangula, Fort Kenya Party Leader and the host. 2, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, ANC Party Leader. 3, Honorable Chris Omalo, MP.
Maybe they should raise their hands.
They should raise their hands. We don't want to fake numbers like Ajado, you know.
Yes.
So can you raise up your hand as we move on? Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. Honorable Moses Wetangula. Honorable Chris Omalo. Honorable Ben Washali. Honorable Justice Murunga. Honorable Catherine Wambilianga. Honorable Didmus Baraza. Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi. Honorable Tindi Mwale. Honorable Christopher Aseka. Honorable Dan Wanyama. Honorable Injendi Malulu. Honorable Janet Nangabo. Honorable Charles Gimose. Honorable Alfred Agoi. Honorable John Waluke. Honorable Beatrice Adagala. Honorable Vincent Kimosi. Honorable Mwambu Mabonga. Honorable Sagwa Bunyasi. And Senator Honorable Petronila Were. And Honorable Nasir Sahal. Apologies. Honorable Dr. Enoch Kibunguchi. Honorable James Mkwelu Sweti. Honorable Bishop Hamala. Honorable Fred Kapondi. Honorable Ernest Kagesi. Honorable Ogu Kaunya. And lastly, Honorable Saidi Ribai. And we have many MCS who are here. Can you show up your hands, please? We have those are MCS. And now, with the apologies, we are 32. Genuine. And you've seen their names. Makofi Kwetu. Now, as we move forward, we want to hear the remarks from our representatives from the 5 Mulembe counties. And we want to start with Busia County, Honorable Bunyasi.
Come here. Finish. Somebody else comes. You read the names from there.
Thanks, everybody, my colleagues, our party leaders, and the Fourth Estate. On behalf of the people of the border people of Busia, the Cosmopolitan County of Busia, I want to associate fully with the statements and the statement that has been with the feelings and statements that have been read just now. I can't add more to that. We'll stand together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Honorable Mwambu Mabonga from Bungoma.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the great people of Bungoma, and on my behalf, we want to associate fully with the statement that has just been read. There has been politics of petroleum in this land, but the real and the worst petroleum is when you lose your identity. We have rejected that our peace and unity will never be procured again in our neighbor's house. Thank you.
Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi from Trans Nzoia.
The king, eh? On the behalf of the good people of Trans Nzoia, where I'm the chairman of all elected leaders in Trans Nzoia, I want to accept, and I'm part of the statement that has been read by the new Secretary General of Fort Kenya, and therefore we are all together in the same route. Asante sana.
Honorable Ben Washali for Kakamega.
Thank you. My name again is Benjamin Jomo Washali. I'm the MP for Mumias East, which is in Kakamega County. And up to now, I'm still the Chief Whip, Majority Party in the National Assembly. On behalf of the people, great people of Kakamega County, I want to associate myself on the statement as read by Honorable Chris Wamalwa. And in addition, just mention that we recognize the leadership of Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and Honorable Moses Wetangula as the spokesman of the Luya people. I want to add that I'm old enough to tell when a friend wants to finish you. When a friend wants to finish you, he will start by removing the children from your home. Then he will follow by your wife. And then he will end up finishing you because you will have nobody to defend you. We have seen this happen in Luyaland when they attempted to remove some children from Honorable Wetangula's party, and they are also attempting to remove the children from Honorable Musalia Mudavadi's party. I know we will stand strong because the same formula someone is using, he has also attempted to remove the children of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya by getting the people who have supported him all along, including myself, Honorable Benjamin Jomo Washali, who stood with Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta in Western region. There's someone who is now his friend has proposed to him to get rid of me, who has been a very loyal son of Uhuru Kenyatta. And ultimately, I can tell you for free, ultimately, this friend is looking for Mheshimiwa Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta. Because by the time he now eventually attacks Uhuru Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta will not have anybody to defend him. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Lastly, we have Honorable Agoi from Vihiga County.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the fourth estate, my name is Honorable Alfred Agoi, Member of Parliament for Sabatia, and on behalf of the good people of Vihiga County, I want to fully associate with the sentiments and the information that you have been given in this statement from Mr. Honorable Amalwa. People of Vihiga County have full faith in Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and the Honorable Wetangula to be the spokesman of the Luya people. The people of Vihiga County have said they have supported Raila Amolo Odinga for over 20 years. It is now time Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, instead of fighting us, he should do what? Support the people of Western Province for the presidency. And the people of Vihiga County have said Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and Honorable Wetangula, they don't want to hear any second fiddle. They want one of you to be the President of the Republic of Kenya come 2022. So don't waste time. Make that decision. We want to know who is going to take the flag, and we start moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Agoi. And lastly, I want to invite my party leader. Will give his remarks. Then he'll eventually invite party leader Musalia Mudavadi.
Yes. I think so that we carry correct gender sensitivity. We should have at least one lady to speak on behalf of all the rest. Ladies, give us one of you. Adagala. Mm-hmm.
Our party leaders, Honorable Wetangula and Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. On behalf of the ladies who are here, we have Honorable Nangabo from Trans Nzoia. We have Honorable Wambilianga from Bungoma. We have Senator Petronila Were and nominated Member of Parliament Nasr from Wajir. On behalf of the women, we are here categorically saying, as the statement has gone, we the women of Kenya, we are in total support. Leaders, leader Senator Wetangula, we are in total support, and the boat has taken off. And we are in one voice, and speaking one voice, we want to move into Kenya, the whole of Kenya, we look support for our two party leaders, Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula Moses. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters, fellow Kenyans, members of the Fourth Estate. Welcome to my humble abode. This is where I live, and I'm happy to host my colleagues, my friends, and my compatriots in this long journey to the better Kenya. Mine will be very brief, being the host. On behalf of the family, we welcome you all here. But more importantly, as part and parcel of the movement to make Kenya a better place to live in, both I and my brother Musalia Mudavadi and all Kenyans of goodwill, and you have seen the number of members of parliament and leaders from this country who are gathered here, largely from the Mulembe nation, but we have friends. We have seen MPs from the Gusii nation, from the Somali nation, and others. We want to tell fellow Kenyans that this country has space for everybody. This country has opportunities for everybody. And this country believes in every single Kenyan exercising their right without anybody's permission or without anybody's measurement. Unfortunately, we have seen people arrogating themselves powers and authority they don't have, of even wanting to give people measures as to how much oxygen they can inhale. This will not do. For me and my brother and all of us here, my community has a very small and simple saying, that when you live together with a partner, and one day you want to scratch your back where your hand cannot reach, you will invite your partner to help you scratch that spot. If the next day he or she has the same problem and invites you to scratch where the hand cannot reach, and you turn around and say, go and rub yourself on the wall, instead of returning the favor, then you are an evil, wicked, thankless, hopeless, reckless, and unwanted person in any community. And we have very many of those in Kenya who have been scratched, and they tell us to go to the wall to rub ourselves. We want to say here now, the train is on the ramp. The train will leave. You are free to board. If you don't board, it will leave anyway. And it's up to you to regret. We as the Mulembe nation, we are part and parcel of the community of Kenya. We believe in a unitary state called Kenya. We have repeatedly said that we support the process of change in the country to improve the gains of the Constitution of the Republic 2010. But there are people out there who constantly have taken and arrogated themselves the barometer of measuring how well Musalia supports, how well Weta supports, without checking themselves. Don't, for heaven's sake, see the speck in your brother's eye when you have a log in your own eye. Kenya is big for everybody, and everybody has the right to be in Kenya and compete for space in Kenya. Fellow Kenyans, as I end and invite my brother Musalia to speak, let's move together. There is no spare country for any country. You have only one country. If this country goes astray, we all suffer, regardless. And we want everybody to be part and parcel of the exciting times that lie ahead of us. And my brother and I are ready, willing, able, and have the capacity and ability to walk this journey with all Kenyans of goodwill. Thank you.
Thank you, our host and brother, Honorable Moses Wetangula, and all our colleagues gathered here. First of all, let me just say that before I embark on a few comments, you will recall that also the family of Wetangula was bereaved only a few days ago. And because of the circumstances that we are living in today, we were not able to condole with the family. So one of the things we do, even though we are going to address some national issues, let it go on record that we are here to also extend our condolences and our hand of friendship to the family of Wetangula. Now, the second thing I just want to point out very clearly, because a lot has been said, is that we must reflect a lot on what the spirit of Madaraka is. What was it anchored on? Madaraka, the freedom, the right to self-determination, the right to make choices, whether wrong or right. But one thing you cannot take away is that right to make that decision. And that is Madaraka. So one of the messages we want to send very clearly is that we here are very democratic. We cherish Madaraka. And we want everybody to respect our position. We do not want to live in a society where we can now see a lot of things going wrong. We are seeing the political space being constricted, like a python that is constricting somebody to get the pressure out of that person and crack their ribs. We want to make it very clear that we must protect the very fundamental rights in our Constitution. And even if the 2010 Constitution is going to be amended, and we have no problem in amendments that would come forward in the proper way, we have said this time and again, I know one of the areas that will be very difficult to tamper with is the Bill of Rights as enshrined in our Constitution. So this is a very fundamental thing. And those Bill of Rights allow us to associate and talk freely. We stand here to say that we shall not allow anybody, and it was in our statement, we shall not allow anybody to put political ventilators on us. We want to be able to speak and associate without being assumed that we are being directed or coerced. We want to be persuaded with logic. There are two people who can be very persuasive. One can be very persuasive with logic, but there could also be another one who is persuasive by putting a pistol on the table. What we are refusing is to be persuaded by the pistol on the table. We want to be persuaded by logic.
Correct.
And that is what Kenyans are looking for. We are watching carefully when parliament space is being constricted. We are seeing the developments around the judiciary. We are seeing even in the media, as rightly captured here, where a middleman came into the media, between the media and the rest of the world, called the government advertising agency, where media is being constrained not to talk about certain things because that GAA will not handle what is due to you. We don't want that kind of space. We want space that allows everybody to move forward. So as we speak here, we want to make it very clear that we will make our decisions and we will integrate and work and interact with all Kenyans, irrespective of their political persuasion. This message must come out clearly. And that is what Kenya should be. After all, if somebody is seeking the presidency, are you going to tell me that you will decide to campaign in one section of the country and not the other? It's not possible. You do not seek to be a sectional president. You'd be seeking to be a president of the entire republic. So we must, as a nation, move away from being cocooned or being put into some corner of loyalty pledges, where barometers are there but loyalty pledges are being demanded before you gain service. Loyalty pledges are being demanded before you get a job. Loyalty pledges are being demanded before you get food relief. Loyalty pledges are being demanded before you get your tax certificate. Loyalty pledges are being demanded from our young people in circumstances that are difficult when they know very well those are young people who don't have the requisite experience, but they want to start off. But you find it's as if there's a new qualification in this country that is being called a loyalty pledge. We must move away from that. All Kenyans are equal.
Correct.
All Kenyans are equal under the law, and they must be supported. And where there are logical amendments, even in the Constitution, we stand to study the logic behind the proposals and then to make up our mind in such circumstances. That should be it. If, for instance, right now, somebody is asking you, are you for the constitutional amendment or not, and you have not even seen it,
Yes, we don't even know it's being amended.
assuming they are bringing a constitutional amendment here that says that if you are caught stealing, your hand will be amputated,
Would you support?
will you support it? So we must be very clear where we're going. We must have a nation of rational people, rational individuals. That is what we want. The 48 million people in this country, I believe, are rational. So let us not push things down their throat. And that is why we stand here in solidarity to say, let institutions function. Let political parties function. And we reiterate that the leadership of Ford Kenya resides in the party Ford Kenya, and they have given it to Moses Wetangula. That is how it is. So all these other shenanigans, yeah, and I want to remind you, please go back and read that famous quote in 1946 of the gentleman called Martin Nemula? Yeah? Nemula. Martin Nemula. The famous one about the socialists, and he said nothing when they came for them, and so forth. Just go back to it and look at it. So you there, you keep on saying that hiyo ni shida ya Wetangula, hiyo ni shida ya Musalia, hiyo ni shida ya nani, hiyo ni shida ya nani. My friend, if we don't stand together, utakuwa ukisema shida yako imekufikia, na kwa sababu wewe haukuzungumza kwa niaba ya wengine wakati ule, nobody will speak for you. Asanteni sana, muende vizuri.
Thank you very much. It is as clear as it was.
Very clearly explained.
Just that.